Okay, welcome back. So we're going to start now by reading the next chapter of The Firework Maker's Daughter. Are you ready? Okay. This chapter's titled Escape. Next morning, while Lachlan was at the paper merchant's buying some cardboard tubes, Lila went to the elephant house to see Chulak. When she heard what Lachlan had told him, she was furious. Man Merapai! Razvani, the royal sulphur, he wasn't going to tell me. Oh, I will never forgive him. That's a bit drastic, said Chulak, who was busy getting the elephant for his new job. He's only thinking of you. It is dangerous, after all. You wouldn't catch me going up there. Huh, she said. It's all right to let me make golden sneezes and Javalites, I suppose, little baby things, but not let me to become a real firework maker. He wants me to stay a child forever. Well, I'm not going to, Chulak. I've had enough. I'm going to Mount Merapai, and I'm going to bring back the royal sulphur, and I'll set up as a firework maker on my own and put my father out of business. You see if I don't. No, wait, you ought to talk to him. But Lila wouldn't listen. She ran straight home, packed a little food to eat and a blanket and a few bronze coins, and left a note on the workshop bench. Dear Father, I've completed my apprenticeship. Thank you for all you have taught me. I'm going to seek the royal sulphur from Razvani the fire fiend, and I shall probably not see you again. Your ex-daughter, Lila. That sounds a little bit drastic, doesn't it? How do you think that one's going to feel when he reads that note? Do you think he's going to be upset by that? I think he really will. He really will be. Now, do you think that Lila was thinking rationally? That means she was thinking of all the possible outcomes, or do you think she was thinking in an emotional way? She was thinking angrily, and she just wanted to run away from her father. What do you think there? Let's find out what happens next. Then she thought she'd take something to show Razvani her skill and packed a few self-igniting crackle dragons. One of the last things she invented was a new way of setting them off. You just had to pull a string instead of setting light to them, because the string was soaked in fire crystals. She put 3 of them in her bag and took one last look around the workshop and slipped away. Oh dear. Let's find out what's going to happen next. Let me move my picture. Okay. So here, let's have a look. Now, at the paper merchant's is the book quote, and that's where Lachlan was. He was buying some cardboard tubes, wasn't he, for his fireworks. Now, the word merchant is a noun, okay, and it has 2 syllables, merchant. Okay, and the definition of merchant is a person who buys and sells commodities for profit. So lots of different items for a profit. So a dealer, a trader, or a shopkeeper. So you have a think, if you go to the shops, they are merchants there because they are selling things. So we could use it in a sentence such as, I had to go and call the art merchant to find out when they would have my paint in stock. So synonyms of this word could be seller, trader, dealer. Okay, let's move on. I wonder what is going to happen next. When Lachlan came back and found her note, he read it with horror. Oh, Lila, you don't know what you're doing, he cried, and he ran out into the alley. Have you seen Aunt Lila? He asked the fried prawn seller. Oh, she went off in that direction about half an hour ago. She had a bundle on her back, added the petite painter. Looked as if she was going on a journey. Lachlan hurried after her at once, but he was an old man with a weak heart, and he couldn't run very fast. And the streets were crowded, and the rickshaw drivers, jostled with bullocks and carts, and caravans of silk traders were pushing their way through the market, and the Grand Boulevard the procession was going past. And the crowd was so thick that Lachlan couldn't move any further. The reason for all this excitement was that the white elephant was being led to his new owner. Chulak was at the head of the procession, leading Hamlet with a gold chain. And behind them came musicians playing bamboo flutes and banging teak drums, and dancers were swaying and snapping their fingernails. And a troop of servants with tape measures ready to measure Hamlet's new home for the silk curtain and velvet carpets that would have to buy. Flags flapped and banners waved in the sunlight, and the white elephant shone like a snowy mountain. I love how they've described the elephant there. It's telling me that he's almost sparkling. Because when snow is on a mountain, it can be quite sparkly, can't it? Lachlan forced his way through the crowd to Chulak's side. "Did you tell Lila about Razvani and the royal sulphur?" he panted. "Of course," said Chulak. "You should have told her yourself. Why?" "Because she's gone, you wretch. She's gone off to find herself, to find Mount Merapi. She doesn't know the rest of the secret." "Is there more then?" "Of course there is," said Lachlan, struggling to keep up. "No one can go into the Fire Fiend's grotto without protection. She needs a flask of magic water from the goddess of the Emerald Lake. Otherwise she'll perish in the flames. Chulak, what have you done?" Chulak gulped. They were nearly at the house of the White Elephant's new owner, and they had to slow down to allow all the dancers and musicians and flag bearers to stop. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think they'll catch up with her? Do you think that they will find her before it's too late? Do you think Lila will work out the next part of the secret? Let's see. Let me move my picture here. Okay. So here, in the story just, Chulak was at the head of the procession, wasn't he? He was leading a procession of the white elephant. So we're going to have a look at what that word means now. So in the procession is a noun, and it's got 3 syllables. Procession. Procession. And the definition of the word procession is a number of people or vehicles moving forward in an orderly fashion, especially as part of a ceremony. So often you might get processions at carnivals. You might get processions where people are walking round a park. You find that the Queen has processions when she's doing something very important. We have processions at different times of the year. So we have perhaps the when it's Remembrance Sunday, we have a procession of soldiers. So we could use it in a sentence such as, "The Queen's birthday was marked with a horse and guard procession." And there's a little photograph of that down at the bottom. So synonyms of that word are parade and march. Okay. Let's find out what is going to happen next. So they were talking about the dancers and everyone having to slow down. To get through the gate first, to form 2 lines for the white elephant to walk through. Then Hamlet whispered, just loud enough for Chulak to hear, "I'll find her. Help me get away tonight, Chulak, and we'll go and take Lila the magic water." "Good idea," whispered Chulak, beaming. "Just what I was going to suggest." And he turned to Lachlan and he said, "Listen, I've got a proposition. Me and Hamlet will find her. We will get out tonight. Emerald Lake, goddess, magic water, Mount Merapi, nothing to it." Then Chulak turned to the servants. "Get out of the way! Get out of the way!" he called. "We've got to get him round the corner." What a narrow gate. "That'll have to come down. And what's this, gravel? You want the white elephant to walk on gravel? Fetch a carpet at once. A red one. Go, go, hurry." And he clapped both of his hands, and the servants bowed and scampered away. Scampered means they ran really quickly. And in the background, the new owner was tearing his hair out. Chulak whispered to Lachlan once more, "Don't worry, we'll get away tonight. All we need is a tarpaulin." "A tarpaulin? Whatever for?" "No time to explain now. Just bring one to the gate tonight." And Lachlan had to make do with that. He went back to the workshop feeling heavy-hearted. Does that mean he feels really happy, or does that mean he feels quite sad and down? Does it mean he feels quite sad and down? All this while, Lila had been making her way through the jungle to the sacred volcano. Mount Merapi lay far to the north, and she'd never seen it until late that afternoon. She came to a bend in the jungle path and found herself beside the river. The size of the great mountain made her gasp. It was so far away on the edge of the world, but even so, it reached halfway up the sky, the bare sides rising in a perfect cone to the glowing crater at the top. From time to time, the forest spirits who lived there rumbled angrily underground and threw boiling rocks high into the air. A plume of eternal smoke. Now, eternal smoke means it goes on forever and ever. Drifted from the summit to join the clouds. Now, the summit is the top of the mountain. So if it's coming up in a cone like this, and you would have the smoke coming out of the top, and the summit is the top part there. How will I ever get there? She wondered, and felt her heart quail. But she'd chosen to make this journey, and she could hardly turn back when she'd only just begun. She shifted her bundle from one shoulder to another, and she walked on. Now, I have some questions that I would really like you to answer. So these are on your sheet. So what I'd like you to do is I want you to pause the video and I want you to have a go at answering these questions yourself, so independently, okay? Now, the story is at the bottom of your worksheet, so if you do need to read it, it is there again for you. Or you can go back through this video and have a little look at the story on the different pages and pause it at different points. Okay, when you finish those questions, I want you to come back because I've got just another little part that I want you to do. Okay, so pause the video now and have a go at these questions. Okay, welcome back to the last little part of your English lesson now. So I've just got a couple of questions. So I just want you to remember, I'm just going to move my camera over there. I just want you to remember, what does Iggy help you to do? Okay, what does Iggy help you to do? And what sort of questions might Inferencing Iggy ask you? And how can you make sure that you get full marks when answering Inferencing Iggy questions? So that's something I want you to really think about. What does he help you to do? What sort of questions might Inferencing Iggy ask? Do you remember? Have a look back through the video and you will find those answers there. And how can you make sure you get full marks? So this is just something I want you to think about now. Enjoy your lesson today, Year 3, and I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. You take care now. Bye.